Good morning. Thanks for having me. I think from the basis of science, we realize that this is a person in the womb. We already established that. The issue here with this bill, and I think a lot of you have spoken to it, is I think it makes it convenient to kill. It makes it an issue of, if it's not appropriate for me right now, I can do what I feel I need to do. If it's going to stop my education, I can kill a baby. If it's going to hinder my economic status, I can kill a baby. But that doesn't make sense, and that's not true. I've come from a home with a mom that raised several kids and kids that weren't hers, and we went through some hard times, but she got us all through college, and we all made it just fine. So the idea that passing this bill that says the later it's pregnancy, it's okay to make this happen anyway, I think it's wrong. And I think we all know it's wrong. And I think we realize that the bill itself isn't detailed enough for what it's asking for. It is expansive. We've said it several times. We know it is. It takes off the limits. And I think each of you know it's not right. Even those up here who have said they support the bill, I think it's more political than saying, I think this is the right thing to do. This idea that we have to pass this bill now, it's an emergency, it's a false sense of urgency. We don't have to do this now. We don't have to rush this to the floor. We can step back. You've all said it. You know the political process. You know that it won't be overturned tomorrow. We've spoken to that. So I think we need to take off this false sense of get this done right now and say that's not really true. And no, it's not really hindering you from doing what you need to do in life. And we can wait on this until we have the wording where we can all say, we get it, this makes sense. Because right now, it doesn't make sense to you, and it definitely doesn't make sense to me. And I think most people in Rhode Island will say the same thing. It doesn't make sense to them. So passing this bill, it wouldn't be something that everybody's in favor for. Nobody gets it. So you can't be in favor of something you just don't get. Even those who've co-signed it, they don't get it. They aren't being honest to say, I see what's in this bill, it makes sense to me. No, they're saying, I'm afraid people who might not vote me later are watching, so I'm gonna do this. It ought not be so. If you don't get it, don't pass it. And none of us get it. None of us can say, this absolutely makes sense, because it doesn't. And until it does, we shouldn't move on it. And then we can say, you made a good decision here. Right now, you can't. If you passed it right now, you couldn't with a clear conscience say, you made a good decision here. What you say is, I don't know what I just did, but I think I made some people happy. But in reality, you wouldn't have made some people happy. You would have made the minority happy because the majority is saying, we don't get this thing, and we want to get it. I want to get it. I'm not for abortion, but I want to understand a bill before we pass it through. And I think you should say the same thing. You want to understand a bill before we pass it through. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?